in my hotel room in Italy. I cannot believe I've been here for the last like 82 days or something like that, which is so freaking wild. Oh my God. It's been quite the summer. Let's start with intentions, okay? So we've got a few people on the call right now. What are your intentions for today? What are your intentions for this call? Where you like drop it in the chat. I'm very interactive. Okay. So I just want you guys to interact back with me so that I'm not just like talking into a black box. This is also the first time that I'm using this Substack live feature. So I'm really hoping it's recording so that I would think it would. I would think it would. So I'm really hoping it's recorded, but put in the chat right now, what is your intention? I know we've got Jordan. I know we've got Ada. I also, if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, I'm so sorry. Jada, say like, what are your intentions for this call today? And also just for this month, like what are your intentions? What do you want to get out of this? Can you drop it in the chat right now? So I will just tell you a little bit of like where I'm at right now. I am literally in Italy for one more day. Tomorrow's my last full day. And then I head back to the US, but I'm already plotting my return slash need more money. Love that. Of course. Don't we all always, always. So here's the funny thing too, is even when you up level in money, like at least this is something that happens to me is you will find even more reasons, more excuses to make more, right? Like, so even now, part of why I'm in Santa Margherita, which is on the Ligurian coast in Italy. And I kind of intentionally slash not intentionally picked it. Like, I picked it in the sense that I randomly saw a reel about it on Instagram and I was like, that seems like a place I should spend 3 months in the summer. And so I just randomly booked my trip, but it's right next to Portofino, which is one of like the wealthiest places in the world. It's like literally the tiniest little place, but I love it. It's bougie, it's fabulous. And so constantly surrounded by a ton of wealth. Like literally, one of my friends here who works in Portofino was like, "Oh, Jeff Bezos's like yacht is in the marina right now." I'm like, "Oh, okay." you know. Okay, but so anyone else, what intentions do you have right now? But let me continue with my story. So yes, I am in Italy for the next day. I've literally blocked off my whole day tomorrow just to have like my freaking perfect, beautiful last day in Italy before I head back to Colorado. And then I'm gearing up for so many different things. Like we have WWE Expansion Day happening on Monday for anyone who's in Wonderlust Wealth Academy, which is my real estate investing mentorship program. So we actually have people coming to my house in Colorado, which is crazy to see the property and like learn from other real estate investors and stuff like that. And so a lot happening, but this summer has honestly been so incredible. And part of why I created the Leap Challenge was I just literally felt it in myself that I was leaping. Like it was like a catapult in the wildest, craziest direction. And it's like everything in my vicinity is like, oh, bloop, 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 leaping. But this is something I always do. Like literally my friend messaged me earlier today and she was like, yeah, we need more people like you just showing people to get out of their own way and like leap into their next chapter, and that's really what I've been put on this earth to do. Okay, what did you say? You said intention for the month is to decide. Ah, love it. Decide, decide, decide. Yes. Yes. I 100% think you do need to decide. I was actually going to respond to your comment, Tori, in the group message, but I just wanted to actually save it for this call. But that's literally what I was going to tell you. Is like, because the thing is like there is no perfect decision. There is truly no perfect decision. You just have to decide and run with it. And you can always pivot. You can always move. You can always change it. Everything that you do, nothing is actually permanent. But we have this such a big fear of making a mistake. We have such a big fear of doing something wrong or getting it wrong. And then you can never get out of it. Like, no, everything is changeable, fixable. Nothing is permanent, right? And so sometimes you just got to jump in. So I think about when I first created my real estate investing program, Wonderlust Wealth Academy, I went into it knowing that I could have talked about anything. Like at the time, I remember I did a poll on Instagram and I was like, maybe I could do a program about traveling the world as a digital nomad or traveling with your dog or being a solo female traveler or just about Airbnb designs. Like there were so many different things I could create a program about. But then I did a poll And people in general were just asking for more about like actual real estate investing and house hacking and all of that. I was like, you know what? Yeah, I can 100% create a program about that because I'm doing it literally every single day. And so I just like ended up deciding to go in that direction. But I could have gone in any of those directions and all of them would have been fruitful, right? So sometimes you just have to pick, decide, and go with it and just be like, this is what I'm deciding right now. And as you go, you're going to gain feedback, right? Because the problem is when we're trying to create from a place of like, I don't really know, I could do anything. Yeah, that's the problem. You could do anything, but you're not going to know what you actually want to do until you start doing something. Right. And everything that you get is going to be feedback coming back to you that you're like, okay, just kidding. Don't like that, more of this, less of this. So if any of y'all listen to my podcast earlier this year, I put a podcast episode I put out a podcast episode about the fact that I actually closed down my interior design business. So I literally had an interior design business. It was making six figures every year, like would range anywhere from $100 to $200,000 every year. I started it a few years ago. And I shut it down. And most people would have been like, that's freaking crazy, right? Like, why would you shut down a six-figure business? And I was like, and the thing is like when I started it, I knew that it wasn't honestly going to be a forever thing. I knew that design was always going to be a part of my journey, but like, was the interior design business gonna be the thing? It could have been like, maybe, but I honestly didn't know, but I was willing to try and find out. Right. And that by deciding to just go into it, I built so many skills. I learned so much about different business styles from agency models to also having my coaching programs. I got to compare what I actually liked, what I didn't like. And that allowed me to get clearer and clearer about what I actually wanted to do. Right. So sometimes you just got to jump in and it may not be fully 1000% perfect. Right. But jumping in then gives you data. It gives you feedback to then decide what direction you actually want to go in. Okay. So I hope that was helpful. Sorry, I just started rambling there. But run the show. So the scarcity belief makes me hesitant to actually make a decision. Right. But the thing is there is no limit to the amount of abundance, right? Like there is no limit to what you can do. I talk about this with my leap year mastermind ladies all the time. I have had so many different identities from an engineer to a plant. Like I literally during COVID, I was a plant influencer. Like I got reposted by Urban Outfitters, the Sill, which is a big plant store, so many different other plant accounts. And like they were paying me for brand partnerships and stuff like that. I don't even like I travel so much. I like have two plants in my house and they're probably dead at this point because I've been gone for 2.5 months and I don't know if my guests were watering them / I don't care. But like whatever you choose doesn't have to be the thing forever, right? Like it's the same thing I tell my real estate investing students as well is, they a lot of the time people get scared to buy a property and they're like, but what if I buy the wrong one? I'm like, it doesn't like this property that you're buying doesn't have to be your forever home, right? It's just a chapter. It's just a season, you know? Okay, intention to continue to gain clarity on my next steps. House hacking my first home in April. Um, okay, Airbnb going, oh my gosh, how fabulous! I love that. I am so glad that you were house hacking your first home. And that's freaking amazing. Fabulous. Airbnb is going great. Are you looking for your next one? Like, tell me, where are you trying to go? Or actually say, can you put in the comments, where are you struggling right now with the clarity piece? Like, what part are you struggling with? Is it like the next step? Is it the next property? Is it like building a business? What part are you actually struggling with? And we can actually workshop it here because that's what this live call is for. Because I freaking love that. You leap. Just so you know, there's so much more leaping to do, but I'm so excited for you. So congratulations for leaping. Okay, Tor said, I was voice noting with a friend about it, and she said, girl, you sound so excited. Yes, I love it. And all the other stuff you're telling me is BS. Literally, our brains, like, it's so annoying. When I tell you, I was journaling I was having a crash out. To be fair, I was so tired. Like, I have hosted so many people this summer. Also, y'all, I have a glass of wine because once again, I'm in Italy. I got 2 more days here. um, but when I tell you, a few weeks ago, this is before my parents came into town, I was crashing out so hard because I had so many visitors come this summer, which was so wonderful, so amazing. But that also meant that I was on. And while everyone else is like perpetually like is on vacation for like a week or two, I'd been here all summer and everyone was acting like it's always vacation. So it was like an all summer vacation for me. And I was like, I actually have to work and do stuff. I have a business to run. I've got real estate properties, all these things. So trying to like fit everything in, I was like I almost didn't do this challenge because I remember I was so excited. I knew in my soul I wanted to host something to like close out my time here in Italy, but like I didn't really 100% know what I wanted to do. And then I decided on the Leap Challenge and I got everything put together. And then I was so tired. Like I had one day in between leaving some of my friends and then having my parents come. And I was exhausted. I literally, I like put it out there and I was like, I'm doing this Leap Challenge. I was like, oh no, I hope no one signs up. Isn't that crazy? Why does our brain stop us from everything that we want to do? And it's because I was just like overwhelmed with so many things that were happening and we're doing. I was like, I don't know if I can do this, all this stuff. But our brain just catastrophizes. Our brain will catastrophize and convince us that we're not capable. It will convince us because once again, I've been telling you guys about this in the challenge. It tries to keep us safe. And so if it tries to keep us safe, it's going to tell us, no, we shouldn't do the thing. No, we shouldn't launch that. No, we shouldn't start the business. No, we shouldn't buy the property. No, we shouldn't do all these blah, 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 blah things. It's like, no, go freaking do it. And so being able to recognize that our brain is crashing out. I remember I was like journaling because I could tell, I was like, this is kind of crazy. I was journaling and then I said, this is a cold-faced lie. And just that one line that I typed out, I was like, oh my gosh. Olivia, you literally teach this. But it's so funny because everything that we're meant to teach, everything that we're like meant to learn, like meant to do, we're supposed to learn even deeper. So it's like, I'm so glad that that happened because it reminded me that no one's invincible. This work is stuff that we do over and over and over again. Like the work doesn't end. The internal work never ends, right? We're constantly working with our brains, operating it. Whenever I go through seasons, and this happened on this trip a couple of times just because I was with friends. It's like I'll go a week without journaling, without like thinking through prompts, without understanding where my brain's at, without understanding like what's happening. Then I'll like find myself spiraling and crashing out and being like, I don't know if I can do this and all this stuff. It's like, no, bring it back, right? Like address the fear, tackle any shame, decide what you actually want, right? Like all the steps of the leap process, liberate, let go of any old identities, any old things, all that stuff, right? Embody, like who are you trying to be? Go be that person. The action, the architecting, like all of that comes back to actually getting what you want and staying the course, right? Because I think everyone thinks that successful people don't have any fears. They just like go into everything fearless, all this stuff. And that's just not true. I've like met so many multimillionaires built like, no, I don't think I've met any billionaires to be fair. But like so many people with a shit ton of money. And guess what? Everyone's scared. Everyone's scared. Everyone's nervous. Everyone questions themselves. Everyone wonders, like, is this okay? Like, who is it? Oprah literally said that, yeah, like anyone who comes on my talk show, even freaking like Beyonce or whoever, they're like, was that okay? Like, I don't know. Was that good enough? Like, we all question and doubt ourselves, right? But this is why it's so important to do things like this challenge, to be in spaces like masterminds or coaching groups or whatever, where you are around people who will push you forward, who will reflect back to you your power, who will reflect back to you exactly where you're meant to go. So Tori, I love that you have your friend who's like, that's a light. Yeah, that is someone you want to keep around, right? Who's going to show you where your blind spots are, where you're blocking yourself so that you can keep moving forward. Okay, so Say said, thank you. Da, 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 da. Yes, I lean into my future of work and learning consulting LLC, doing the work I've loved in W2, but now owning. Yes, okay, I love it. So you started your new business. How freaking fabulous. That is amazing. That is amazing. I love this for you. So now you're also searching for a W2 that's aligned. Do something else. Okay, so, I think you're going to know, you might not know, but the question I will ask you is, what do you actually want, right? Not what's safe, not what's right or wrong or good or bad, because honestly, all of those options could work. But if you got to decide for yourself right now, like anything that you wanted, whatever path you truly wanted could happen, what would you want, right? So I think about it like this. When I was quitting my corporate job back in 2022, that year was crazy. That year was crazy because I went back. So this was when like return to office, I spiraled. I was like, I cannot do this. And I basically got to, it's so funny. I was in Italy at the time. I'd taken 2 or 3 weeks off of work, sitting on a boat in Lake Como. And I was like, this can't be my life. Like, I meant to be sitting on a boat in Lake Como. Like, this is supposed to be my life. This is what my everyday is supposed to look like. And that was the moment where I was like, okay, you know what I'm going to do? There's a few options I could take. I could obviously just quit my job, or I could try buying another property. But I also hated my job so much. I was like, you know what? Right now, because I wasn't in my power to be there, I was like, I'm going to try and find another job. Even though all I really wanted to do was become an entrepreneur, go all in on real estate investing, and really find out what I really wanted to do. Like, I didn't want another corporate job. Even when I thought about getting another corporate job, the whole point was, well, I'll get another corporate job for the next year or two just to hold me over so that I could quit in a year or two. So it's like I didn't actually want the corporate job at the end of the day, but it was like that safety mechanism of like, oh, I got to survive and like all these things. And like at that time, I didn't really know or understand manifestation, and I wasn't around other entrepreneurs. So obviously I was just going the safe path, right? Until I went to my first real estate investing conference. And that was the first time I was around other people doing the thing that I wanted to do. And you know what my revelation was during that time? I walked into that conference. I came out. I was like, they're not any better than me. Like, if they can figure it out, I can figure it out. Like, that was literally my revelation. But I never would have gotten there if I didn't surround myself and like get into the room with other people doing the thing, right? And so this is why it's so important to be in that space and be in that energy, because it will also show you like, what do you actually want at the end of the day? What do you want? So like, you have your 3 different options there, but now it's time for you to decide, right? What do you want? And it doesn't mean that you can't like look for other options like other W-2s or anything like that. But I find that when you actually have a line in the sand, hi, Melissa. But I find that when you actually have a line in the sand, right, and you're like, no, this is what I'm going to do, that is when everything catapults, right? Like when I quit my corporate job, I literally quit with no backup. My grand plan, right? And this is why sometimes we have these plans and the universe is like, just kidding. Like, we're going to make you actually just like leap into the version of you actually want to become, because I wouldn't have gotten to this point right now. Like, I would probably, if I had gotten another corporate job, I would probably still be like in that corporate job, trying to make things work, like doing things slowly. And no, and like that was my leap to get out and do the thing that I actually wanted to do. Like, I would not be sitting here in Italy for 3 months if I didn't leave. Right. So you need to decide now for yourself what gets to be true. What gets to be true? You get to decide. Knowing that everyone is scared is so liberating. Yes, literally everyone is always terrified. Whenever anyone is doing something new, whenever anyone is even when people, so all the people who are running businesses right now, like, if I don't know if any of y'all run businesses, everyone, even in their business, even if their business has been stable for years or whatever, there will come a time where things will test you and you'll be like, holy shit. Like, is my business going down? Like, what's happening? I don't know. Like, blah, 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 all the things, right? Everyone gets terrified. They're like, maybe I'm not cut out for this. Maybe I can't do this. Maybe I don't have the power, blah, 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 blah. And I find that you just come back to, what were you put on this earth to do? Is this a part of the journey? Yes or no? If it is, you keep freaking going. Plain and simple. You keep going, you keep doing the thing, you keep getting clear about what you actually want to do, and you go do it. Even when things feel like they're chaotic or things are crumbling around you. I always say this is, whenever things look like they're crumbling around you, it honestly just means that you are on the backside of a breakthrough, right? And the breakthrough is going to be freaking amazing. And a lot of the time, the bigger the crumble just means that there's so much more on the other side. So if you are feeling that way right now, just know you're not alone. Like, that is normal. That is what kind of happens. And it's kind of crazy, but it's a beautiful process. Okay, so we'll have more questions coming in. So once again, feel free to keep, like, I'm always looking at the chat, but I did have a few things that I actually wanted to talk about on this call, and we're already 25 minutes in, and we've gone through so many questions and I haven't talked about any of this stuff. So let me actually go through some of the things that I wanted to chat with y'all about. So I didn't even say it's day 8, y'all. So everyone who's gone through the leap challenge, can you let me know in the comments, like, how did you like it? Did you enjoy the challenge? Was there any, like, what were your thoughts about it? Can you drop it in the chat just so I know, like, where you guys are at, what you thought about everything? Because I had a blast creating it. Like, literally, I know I was telling you guys that I almost canceled it, but then once again, I brought myself back. I went through all the leap process and was like, Olivia, Olivia, you know you're meant to do this. Let's freaking go. And it's honestly put my energy in just like such go mode now. So put it in the chat right now. What did you think about the challenge? What did you like about it? Were there any breakthroughs, anything like that? Put it over there. Um, but also know that with the challenge, as long as you're a paid member, you have access to this challenge like the entire time that you're a paid member of the Substack. Okay. And so also for anyone who doesn't know, I actually did a similar challenge like this a year ago called the Leap Year Activation, and it was a 30-day challenge. You guys have access to that. So even though this challenge is like we're coming to an end with it, you can go back and do the Leap Year Activation. It's a 30-day challenge. It's so freaking good. I literally did it at the beginning of this year, and it was amazing. Like I literally had, after doing the Leap Year Activation, I had my highest cash month in my business, which was so freaking fabulous. Okay. But like I was saying, this work, the leap year process, the leap process is something that I come back to all the time. Okay. And today, what I want to talk about is the last piece of the puzzle, which is the release part. The release part. And honestly, as a high achieving, highly controlling woman who is a go getter, get shit done, is like, let's freaking go, right? I would say this is honestly like the hardest part for me, not gonna lie, is like being able to release and not gripping on so tight to your goals and your desires and everything and needing to control every part, right? But it's knowing that there's always this or something better. Every single time, there's always this or something better, right? So when we are in that energy of this is something better, this or something better, we're still in go mode, but it's not like, oh my gosh, if I didn't do that one thing that I can't hit my goals. No, your goals can come in any way, shape, or form. It's kind of like what I was talking about in the architect section. It's like, yes, we create the structure, we create the model, we create the vehicle for our desires to come in ways that we can control and stuff like that. But truly, all of my best manifestations, all of my best things that have happened in my life have happened in the most magical way simply because I trusted, right? I knew that I had to like release and let go and know that it was still going to work out, right? So it's so funny. I literally practiced this earlier this year because I wanted to see if I was able to really get my intention right, if I could actually manifest whatever I actually wanted. So I have a mastermind. It's called the Leap Year Mastermind, and it's fabulous, right? We've got at the beginning of the year, we had 8 women in it. But for some reason in my soul, I just knew that we needed 10. For whatever reason, when I started this before, like this cohort, I was like, I don't know why. I just have this strong feeling that we need 10 people in the mastermind. And so basically I needed to look at 2 more people. And this was after we had our Sedona retreat, right? And so I started posting about it for 2 weeks. I was like, okay, we're going to go all in for 2 weeks. I'm going to post about it. I feel like we're going to get our next 2 people. Like I know how this manifestation stuff works. I've done this time and time again. Let's freaking go, right? Was the energy that I was in. And so I was like posting about it, talking about it. I had a lot of people interested, people kind of like wanting to jump in, but either it not being the right time or them not having enough money for it or whatever, like every excuse under the sun, right? And I was like, what is going on? What is going on? This program is literally the bomb. We just had this most magical retreat in Sedona. Like the energy is high. What is going on? Right. And then on the last weekend, I actually had someone reach out to me, like a friend of mine that I hadn't spoken to in like a year, basically. And she's a business owner. She'd been a business owner before. She's in the real estate investing space. And she would happen to be in Denver, which is where I like most of the time live / I might be moving because I feel like I just need to be in Europe all the time. But she actually ended up messaging me and was like, hey, I'd love to take you out for drinks. And I was like, I'm actually free. Let's go to drinks. And she was talking about her situation, how she was like thinking she's ready for a shift and starting a new business and all of this stuff. And I was like, girl, sounds like you need to leave your mastermind. I'm like, think about it. I'll send you the link. read about it, see if you feel like this is going to be a good fit for you. From everything that you've told me, I think it's going to be a really good fit. So let me know. Right. And so then I had another girl who was basically liking all of my stuff on Instagram. The messaging was really hitting. It was all hitting at the right time. And so I just noticed that she was liking everything. And so I reached out. I was like, hey, girl, you should really join the mastermind. And so we, chatted about it. And she was like, oh my gosh, this seems like super aligned with me. I'm like, amazing. How freaking great. And so we get to the last day that I have this mastermind open because I got to close it because I'm like, finally nailing down where we're going to stay in Italy because the mastermind includes a retreat in Italy. Nailing it down. I was like, I need final numbers, all of this stuff. And so I end up, so it's like a Sunday night. I'm like feeling into my manifestation energy. I'm like, I feel them coming. I know they're joining. This is going to be great. Like, I'm so excited about it. And then they literally both ghosted me. They literally both ghosted me that evening. I was like, what is happening? Like, I swear I had this shit on lock, right? I'd gotten so clear and specific. I had let go of any limiting beliefs. I knew exactly what I wanted. I was taking the action. I was doing all the things. I know how this works. I teach this to people. I know how this works. And I woke up the next morning and literally there was still no response from anyone. I was like, crap, maybe I actually don't know how this works. Maybe I am delusional. I don't know. But then I was like, Olivia, no, this gets to work. It always gets to work. And then the funny thing is I actually ended up listening to one of my own, like the very first manifestation course that I created that I have in my Wonderless Wealth Academy program. And I ended up like for some reason, I was like, in my head, I was like, go back to the basics. So I went back and I listened to it and it's a really short program. And then the last part of it was the release. It was release, let go, this or something better. And I was like, oh, I forgot to do that part, right? I forgot to let go. I forgot to stop gripping onto my goals so hard and strangling them like they have to happen right now. And if they don't happen right now, then nothing else can happen. Like I had to release. I had to take the pressure off and know that it gets to work, right? And so this is even what I do when it comes to like social media posting and things like that. Like I'm not like I'm a smart businesswoman, right? Like I pay attention to data, I pay attention to what's working, I pay attention to things, I track metrics and things like that. But I'm not gripping on to every single post working. I'm not gripping on to like every single person converting. I'm not gripping on so tight that I'm like not able to let magic happen. And the funny thing is when I finally released that day, guess what happened? Literally 30 minutes later, one of them messages me and she's like, I'm so sorry. I was so busy this weekend. I'm in. I'm like, beautiful. And then 30 minutes later, the next girl, she's like, I'm in. I'm like, it's like, I knew this. I knew this, right? But this is why it's so important to remind yourself of this work time and time and time again, right? And not grip. So there's always this balance between this gets to happen now and knowing it gets to happen now and acting like it gets to happen now and feeling it in your body that it's happening right now, but also knowing that you don't have to grip so hard onto the time frame, right? Because when you know it is still always going to work, when you know the universe is on your side, when you know that at the end of the day, you're going to be good, things are going to work out, things are going to happen, you stop gripping onto every single thing so tight and you learn how to actually move with the universe, right? And that's where like the release comes from. And the stakes always feel high in our brains, like when we're so attached to the outcome. But it's so hard when we're so attached to the outcome to even create our best works, to flow with the universe, right? So we have to take that pressure off so that we can flow. Like I think about it, I think about it when, and this is a social media example. It's always the post that you didn't really care about, didn't really think too much about. We're posting because you're like, whatever, if it works, it works, and blah, blah, blah. You didn't really think about. That's always the thing that goes viral and that crushes, right? Because you weren't like gripping on so tight on this has to work, right? Like you were actually trusting the universe and you just like almost didn't care. And it's not that we don't care about our goals. We deeply care about them, but we also know and trust that it's going to happen. every single time. Every single time. Okay. That's really what I wanted to talk about. Like this, that's a little snippet, but like back to coaching. But if anyone has anything that they want to say about that, or if you have any questions about that, let me know. But other like the rest of the call we're going to use for workshopping, all of the things. Actually, before we head into that, also just know that for everyone that's in the challenge, if you do end up wanting to join Wonderless Wealth Academy, so we do, and that's my real estate investing coaching program. It's a 12-week program. It is going to be 50% off if you use the code Leap Challenge 26. I'll put it all in the chat. It's going to be 50% off by the end of the day today. So midnight Central Time. I'm enrolling for the Leap Year Mastermind. That is my higher level mastermind for multiple 6, 7, and 8-figure business owners, entrepreneurs who are looking to leap into their next chapter. It's a freaking vibe in there. We do so much. It's a lot of inner work. It's a lot of, there's a lot of tears and a lot of joy and a lot of all the things in there and just badass women doing freaking amazing things. We actually had someone just join and there are only 7 spots available. So if you are interested in that, I'll drop the link as well. And then, so this is a fun thing I'm doing. I'm actually hosting a 21-day social media Instagram boot camp. It's going to be called the Instagram Growth Blueprint. You guys are actually I'll drop the link here, but you guys will be the first one to get the link. You can also use the code Leap Challenge 26. I won't be giving this to anyone else except for y'all, but you get 50% off as well. And it's literally all just going to be about growing your social media account to blow it the fuck up. Because I don't know if you guys noticed, but my real estate investing coaching social media account grew from 1,000 to we are at 60,000 now in the last 4 weeks. And the funny thing is, like, I'm not new to social media. Like, I've grown my Threads account. I grew my Threads account to like 12,000 in 6 months ish. I've grown my personal account to 25,000, and that's, I know, is going to skyrocket soon. But I'll drop all these links. But let's get into it. Okay, let me drop these links right now. We've got Social Media Bootcamp, and we've got Leap Your Mastermind, and then I'm going to read the comments. And then this time is for y'all. Like, literally any questions you have, I want you to tell me them, and we are going to do some live coaching. Okay, let me drop these. Those look really ugly. Hold on. Okay, let me write this nicely. Code is Leap Challenge 26. Wonderless Wealth Academy, which is real estate investing coaching program, is literally that. oliviatati.com/WWA. Leap Your Mastermind is this. And then Instagram Growth Blueprint. I will also put these like in day 8 so you have access to them. Okay, let's read through here. Okay, so Tori said, this is definitely one of the most profound things I've done this year. Oh my gosh, I love that. I'm so happy. You have such a unique perspective that I truly appreciate. Hearing things in a different way created some new breakthroughs. I'm so glad. That makes me so happy. And Say said, I haven't had time to go through anything other than day 0. But day 0 is a good one. Day 0 is a good one. I love that you have your new Airbnb. This is great. And once again, like, as long as you're a paid member, you have this for however long you're a paid member for. So if you haven't gone through it yet, that is totally okay. Okay. So I want you guys to drop in the chat right now. What do you need help with? What are you working through? Where are you getting stuck? What parts do you need to help you actually propel and have your leap year, have your moment to jump into your next chapter? What are you needing there? I know, Ada, I'm not sure if you've been typing. I don't think I've seen anything from you yet, but feel free to type. Where are you struggling? What are you needing help with? We have a few more people that have joined. Brax, ouches of gold. I don't know what your actual name is, but what are you working through? What are you struggling through? Drop it in the chat. This is literally a live coaching session. I've never had a chat where people can't talk. So this is my first time doing it where it's only people typing. Tiara, oh my gosh. Okay, love. Tiara, what are you working through? What are you needing help with? What are you struggling through? Drop it now. Like, literally, this is live coaching, so I'm happy to help you through anything. I'm trying to think. What else can we talk about today? Oh, so another thing about like releasing control, right? Is like, I think about I think about when I first launched Wonderlust Wealth Academy, which was my real estate investing coaching program. And I'll respond to your question, Ada, here in a second, and yours today as well. But I think about when I first started this business, my real estate investing coaching business. Month one, I was having so much fun. Like, it was so exciting. It was the first time I was doing it. I was like, I don't even care how much money I make. I bought a course on how to create courses. And like, I don't know if you guys know Amy. She's Lazy Millionaire on Instagram. I'm actually doing her Substack challenge, but that was the first ever course on like online business that I'd ever taken. And I was like, if I can just make the money I made from, if I can just make back the money that I made by investing in this course, it was like $2,400, I'll be happy. And I ended up making $5,000 cash with payment plans coming in later. So it ended up being like, I don't know, like a $15,000 launch or something like that. I don't even remember. And it was so fun. I had no attachment to anything, and it was great. And then the next month, I ended up joining this other coaching program, and I did $10,000. But I hated the strategy. Like, I hated everything about the strategy in this coaching program and everything that they were telling me to do. I was like, I don't want to freaking do this. I didn't build this business to like hate my life, which is what it felt like. And I'm not even seeing that much success. Like, I'm not even seeing like huge results from this. And I remember I decided like, and they told me not to like host a webinar. It's like, no, I want to host a webinar. I think I'm going to be really great on a webinar. Like, I just want to host a webinar. And they were like, okay, whatever. And so I remember I was doing their strategies until right before this webinar. And I was so done, like, because I was putting in so much work and I wasn't seeing any fruition. I was like, this is stupid. Like, this, like, and at the time I first started reading Amanda Francis, who's another coach that I have worked with multiple times. And she's fabulous. She's great. I'd say she's even my friend now. But um, I was reading her book, and it was the first time I was really like putting a name to what I knew was like manifestation and leaping and all these things. And it was like, I basically, right before the webinar, I released control. I released what it could produce. I released every like attachment I had to how this webinar was going to perform and any of it. And I was like, fuck it. Let's just go in, put our best foot forward and do the damn thing. I don't even care right now. Those next 2 weeks, I made $38,000 cash. And I was like, what the fuck is happening? I was like, excuse me? What just happened? Like, coming off of the webinar. Like, and it was like the best energy, the best everything. I had no attachment to everything. I just released and let go and let the universe actually meet me, right? And so that's what I also mean by letting go and letting go of control. And it's just being like, universe, I put my work in. I'm going to do my thing. You meet me back the other way, you know? Okay. Did say said, would love to hear how you made decisions right after you quit your corporate job. Feels like my journey is similar to you. Yeah. So after my corporate job, I'm not going to lie, I was scrappy. I was so scrappy. I was like anything to make money, anything to make money. So I ended up getting a part-time role, like a contractor role as a project manager. So that was, but the funny thing is like that job didn't come until after I left. So I like leapt out of my corporate job and I was like, okay, let's go. Like, whatever happens, I'm going all in on real estate. I might start another business. I don't freaking know. And then this job like happened to land in my lap. So I did that for a few months. While I was doing that, however, I was also renovating 2 properties. And I had started an interior design business. So I was crazy. I was like, whatever way to make money, I'm going to do it. And I just like started scrappily doing absolutely everything I could. Now, do you actually need to do that? I honestly do think everyone needs to have like a scrappy season. I just think that's a part of the process. I think you learn a lot, you grow a lot. And I think that's what builds character. Is it like necessary for success? I would argue yes, but I think there are ways to do it where it's not going to like kill you, you know, because I was like working my ass off. I was doing brand partnerships, all the things. And I honestly needed to go through that to figure out, though, what I liked, what I didn't like. And I was willing to get scrappy so that I could figure out what was this next version of Olivia going to. So I tried all the things and then I landed on coaching, right? Like I landed on coaching and interior design and then I let go of the interior design because I just liked coaching so much, right? But I kind of had to just like get messy and get dirty and do all the things. As I became more established though, and okay, another thing is I was so adamant about getting in the room. So I went to every conference, joined coaching programs, surrounded myself with real estate investors, entrepreneurs, business owners, people doing bigger things, were where I wanted to be, all these things. And then comes a time where you're like, okay, I don't really need to go to everything or be in everything anymore. You're like, I need to just go and actually do the work. Like, I need to actually just go and like propel forward and do the work. And I honestly like ended up stripping back everything. I would join one program at a time. Right now, I'm honestly not in any like big masterminds or anything like that. I may go back and join Amanda Francis's one later this year again. Or I might join a different one. I don't know. But like what I found is going to all of the conferences and things for the longest time, I always prefer a smaller curated group that's really intentional. Not to say conferences and bigger events aren't bad, but this is where also the more you go to them, the more you realize and figure out what you actually want to do and like the kind of spaces you want to be around, the kind of people you want to be around, and you just get clearer and clearer and clearer as you go. So getting in the room with people, like being around people, doing the things that you want to do. Like I remember even when it came to catapulting my real estate portfolio, I had one property, I was house hacking it. I was like, okay, what are the next steps? Like, how do I get the next one? What do I do? How do I quit my job from this? And so that's when I joined like a real estate investing coaching program. And that catapulted me. And that's also that came off of the retreat that I went to, or not the retreat, the conference that I went to where I was like, okay, like we're going all in kind of thing. So I hope that answered your question. Say if you have any more questions there, feel free to drop them. Okay. Anna said, income sub-zero, recovering over giver. Yeah, we got to stop that. If you haven't already, I have a YouTube video / podcast episode that's on being a people pleaser. Ada, message, like go in Substack. You can type it on day 8 or whatever. I will send you the link for that because you got to stop that. People pleasing is not helping anyone. Literally not helping anyone. It's not helping the people you think you're helping, right? You need to take care of you first. You need to provide for you first. Because if you can't take care of yourself first, if you don't provide for yourself first, you have nothing left to give to anyone else, right? And so that's why it's so important to give to yourself first, because then you can give from a place of overflow and abundance, right? Like I love having money. Why? When I have a shit ton of money, then I can also give to people, right? Like I literally helped like bail people out of different situations, or I've been able to give my property to people for free if they're in a sticky situation and give them a place to land and stuff like that. But if I wasn't making money, it'd be a lot harder for me to just like do that because I'd be giving from an empty cup, you know? So much nonprofit or free work, but I've been rebuilding. I have an offer in positioning now, but for real, don't have Okay, so we gotta freaking go. If you haven't already, launch something. Put your link out there. I know I sent you a screenshot of one of my clients who had been basically circling around like one of her businesses that she wanted to put out, and she like didn't create the checkout page and all the stuff. And I'm like, girl, the checkout page is the first thing you create, the very first thing. Give them a way to pay you. Give people always a way to pay you. Okay, that is step number 1, right? And when you give them a way to pay you, you can receive money. And this is where the architect part comes, right? In the LEAP framework, we have to create vehicles for them to actually pay us, right? The other thing that you probably need to think about is like, okay, where is your traffic coming from, right? Where is your marketing coming from? How are you finding these clients? Are you marketing on social media? Are you going to in-person events? Are you, there's so many different, are you doing ads? What are you doing, right? So I want you to think about that. Having an offer is great. How are you getting your clients? Where are they coming from, right? Like you need to actually be visible. And that's what like the social media 21-day boot camp that I'm going to be hosting is about. It's all about being visible, right? Like being visible, because when you're visible, opportunities come to you, right? Like literally as my social media accounts have grown, just in the last month, I've gotten 5 different podcast requests from like top podcasts, like really, really freaking big podcasts who are doing like millions of downloads a month kind of thing, right? But that only happened because I became visible, right? So you need to be visible in order for opportunities to come to you. Okay, so no. Okay, just switch to full-time entrepreneurship. Amazing. Love that. It is a journey. If you go back through my Substack, I actually have a few articles in there about different parts of like that transition that I had from corporate into full-time entrepreneurship. I am considering creating something for folks in that stage because I have a lot of people in that stage. I just don't really know what I want to create for that yet. But keep an eye out. Follow me on the socials. I may be creating something around that sometime this year. So um what do your daily tasks and grand look like? Okay. In terms of daily tasks, right? Give yourself one main thing to do a day. It can get really hectic, right? Like because especially as an entrepreneur, there's 800,000 things you could always be doing, right? But if you give yourself one main thing that you get done during the day, but that one main thing is also going to catapult you and give you energy and make you want to do more things and more things and more things and more things. But if you have that one main thing that's on your to-do list, so for me, for example, my main thing I've got 800 billion things on my to-do list. What is my main thing? Posting something on social media and pushing people to one of my offers, be it a free resource, be it a program, be it whatever. That is my only one main task every single day. And there are other things here and there, obviously, but like if there's one thing that I have to do every single day, so I got to post something on somewhere online, pushing to one of my resources, one of my programs, one of my whatever, because clients coming through the business, that is what fuels the business. That is what pays the bills. That is what pays my team. That is what allows me to go to Italy. That is what puts money in my retirement. That is what fuels everything, right? Like, and I have my real estate as well. But like for me, I like having active income and passive income and separating those out where I really honestly let my passive income just like build on itself and really become like my longer term retirement funds. But I like working. I enjoy like having like I love doing this. Like this doesn't feel like work for me. This feels like I'm just like hanging out with a bunch of friends and just chit-chatting and like giving off like all the things that I want to do in the world, right? Like I would be telling this to a friend. I have told this to, I've had lots of long calls with all my friends about things that I'm talking about today, you know? Okay. I know another thing is you need to be around other entrepreneurs. If you don't have other entrepreneurial friends, if you don't have other business owner friends, that is so key it's going to be so key to your ability to keep going, to your happiness, to all of it. Okay. And to propelling you forward. Okay. So Tori, I know I want to create a lot of passive income. Thanks for the downloads there. I'm so glad. How beautiful. So then I think I should direct all of my money to investments in other vehicles that generate interest and not spend on fun things for myself. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No. Oh my gosh. What? No, you have to still spend on fun things. You can do both. It doesn't have to be a this or a that. Like you can do both. I think about me being here in Italy, right? Like I spent the entire summer in Italy, 3 months in Italy, but I still ran my business. My real estate portfolio still kept running. Like I still launched offers. I did this challenge. I worked. I posted stuff on social media. I grew my social media accounts. It can all happen at the same time. But now this is where we have our own internal standards. So maybe thinking for yourself, and this is where architect kind of comes out to it. Actually, if you go through the leap year activation, that's one of the other challenges in my Substack. So if you go into my Substack and I have it listed as like leap year challenges, you can go in there and you can go to the architect week. There is a session there, or maybe listen to the whole week, but there is a session there that talks about active income versus passive income. The thing is, though, no, you don't have to put all of your money into that. I know for me, like, I would die. If I wasn't allowed to have fun or do the things that I want to do, I would I would not be able to keep going forward. That being said, right? Like I'm not spending all of my money having fun. I just balance it out in the sense of, okay, well, this is the amount that I want to put towards this. This is the amount that I want to put towards investment. I create that internal standard for myself and I stick with it, right? Like it's all about sticking to your goals and um building that confidence in yourself to stick with the thing that you said you were going to do, right? But I also find that when you get really clear on what your goals are, you start wanting to put money in different places. Okay, actually, I have a really great story for this. This is where I like, once again, I'm way better at storytelling, I feel, because it conveys the story. So back in 2020, I was in $25,000 worth of credit card debt. I have zero regrets. Truly, it was the best thing ever. I got into credit card debt because I wanted to travel to 50 countries before I turned 25. And I was like, fuck it, put it on credit cards. We're going to make this happen. Wouldn't take it back for the world. However, a year later, I'm like, I'm still sitting in this $25,000 worth of credit card debt and I haven't paid any of it off, right? I am over this. I hate my job. I want to go live my best life and not have to depend on my corporate job and not have to go into an office every day. I want to live the life that actually feels true to me. And so I buckled down. At first, I just created a plan where it's like $500 a month. I'm going to put that towards my credit card debt. That feels doable. But if, at $500 a month, it's still going to take me like 3 or 4 years or however long to pay off my credit card debt. But as I saw it stacking and being like, okay, one card paid off, I was like, oh my gosh, wait, this is fun. This is fun. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so fun. And so I started doubling down even more. I became a real estate agent. So any extra money that I made from real estate, I was like, throw it towards debt. I was like a tutor on the side. And I was just so focused on paying off debt. Like it's literally all I wanted to do. And it didn't feel like a sacrifice, right? Like it felt like this is what I want to do. But I didn't stop having fun. Like I still went to dinner with my friends. Now, did I actually eat at dinner? No, I would just go and sit and drink water or maybe have a glass of wine and be like, I'm good. I ate at home, but I still want to hang out. I still want to have fun. I still want to enjoy. But my goals right now is I know I want to pay off all of this credit card debt. And so my priorities just started shifting and it came back to what I actually wanted, right? And this is where, I would even go back to day one, the desire. What do you actually want, right? And there's going to be so many different nuanced ways that you can actually address it. This is why I try and do this strategy, or not the strategy, but the method, the LEAP method for everything, right? Like not just for business or money or whatever. I do it for love. I do it for travel. I do it for all these things where I go back to what do I actually want right now? Where does my desire lie? Is my desire to just be having fun and enjoying this chapter, right? Or is it to be putting money away? Or is it to be whatever? And it's you can do both, but sometimes we get laser focused because our desire is to actually do that thing, right? I think about one of my clients. She's trying to decide, does she go buy a property or does she go put her money in her Roth IRA or in her 401k or blah, 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 all these things. I'm like, you can do both, but you're also probably and you should go do both because you right now have a desire to do both. And you might also get to this point where you're actually, no, this is the focus. This is what I want to do. I want to put all my money here. Let's freaking go focus for 3 months or a month or a year, however long it is, right? We go back to what is our actual desire right now, and we get clear on that over and over and over. Okay? Because I don't really believe in balance. I think balance is a myth. I think that balance was created in corporate to help people corporate basically created these things to make corporate feel more fun and balanced and whatever and all these things where it's just a way to keep people there. But I really think that life is actually lived in lots of different extremes more than anything else. There are seasons for this, there are seasons for that, there are seasons for I think about I go through my really chill seasons laying on the beach. Earlier this year when I was in Costa Rica, I did nothing. I straight up did fucking nothing. I had my highest cash month. I surfed 3 times a week. I took naps in the middle of the day. I was just chilling, having a good time. And then after that, when I came to Italy, I was in more go mode. I was like, no, okay, moving into this next chapter, let's freaking go. I'm having the best time of my life, but I'm also a boss ass bitch. Let's fucking go. And I think that it's okay to oscillate. I think for me, balance just means knowing that your energy can change and shift in different seasons, and paying attention to where our energy actually wants to go in those different seasons, right? So part of why I'm building up my Substack is I know I'm going to want to have kids in the next I gotta find a husband first, but, like, that's, you know, you guys saw in my journaling prompts. That's still a part of it. But I know that when I have kids, like, I just don't know how I'm gonna feel. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna still wanna be boss ass bitch for the first couple of years, or if I'm gonna wanna, like, take a step back and, like, focus on my children and actually take a step back. Like, I think I'm always gonna wanna put content out there, which is part of why I'm building my Substack right now. It's like, I know that this is something, like, I could do for a long time, but am I gonna wanna be talking on Instagram forever? I don't know. Like, will Instagram even be alive at that point? I'm not sure, but something I know that will be a part of my future is writing. Like, I love writing. I've been putting content per se on social media, and I have a lot of like deep thoughts and ideas and things that I know I want to put out there. Yes, yes, Val. Husband's coming. Also, so it's so funny. Okay, about the husband thing. I've literally been telling people forever, my husband is not in the US. I just have known. I've known in my soul. I don't know why I knew it. I just knew it. I feel like I'm really in tune with myself. And so I just didn't date basically for the last 2 years at all. Literally in summer, this summer, I'm a new woman. I've dated so many people. I'm like, what is happening? Like, but it's like I knew that my person was in Europe. And this is why, once again, we get clear about like what we actually want. Like, what is our desire? Where do we want to be? And we start taking actions towards that. We stop stopping ourselves, right? We leap into our next chapter. Part of me coming to Italy was like, okay, I know that like my significant other, I feel like I just have the strong feeling they're somewhere in Europe. Like, I also know I want to live in Italy. I know I'm supposed to live more of like a European transcontinental life, all these things. I need to go do it, you know? Like, just go do it. Um, Okay, let's see. One of the biggest bottlenecks, how to be your own boss with a portfolio career, is about financial management. Loved your article about after leaving W-2, looking for a solid CPA tax account. We have a ton in WWA. So if you need one, just message, like go into Substack and you can type in the group chat or whatever. Happy to send you over a few CPAs, tax accountants, all of that. Cause you also said you have a property, right? We have a bunch. So in WWA, we actually like give people. We give people like realtors, lenders, tax people, all the things. So yeah. um, okay. Any other questions, y'all? We're reaching like, oh, thanks, Katie. Hey, girl. Oh, that would be amazing. Yeah, just message on in Substack and we'd be happy to share a few with you. But any other questions, y'all? This has been so fabulous. And I can stay on if you have any. That's Wonderless Wealth Academy. So I dropped the link. Let me drop it above. So don't forget, it is 50% off if you join by the end of the day today. If you use the code Leap Challenge 26. So I'm going to drop the link by itself. So you can just copy and paste that. Wonderlust Wealth Academy. That's the Leap Challenge 2026 is the code. oliviatati.com/WWA. It's a 12-week mentorship program. We literally hold your hand throughout the entire process. You'll have group coaching, one-on-one coaching. There's money and mindset stuff in there as well, which is pretty fabulous. And we've like literally helped people get out of $25,000 worth of credit card debt and stuff like that in there. So pretty amazing. People buying properties, doing all the things. It's a really beautiful space. So I love it in there. It's my baby. Where are these links dropping? Can you see it in the chat? Do you guys not see me posting anything in the chat? Can someone type if you do see the link or not? HTTPS, or it doesn't say HTTPS, but oliviatati.com/WWA. If you guys don't see the links there, though, I will email it out. You're on your phone. Okay, you see them. Okay, great. Mel, just message me and I can send you the links, but they're going to be in Substack. So the links will be there. And then I will also email everyone at the end of this with the links for everything so that you can go in there and join whatever it is that you want to join. But also remember, the Leap Year activation, that was the 30-day one. If you're like, because I know Ada, you were like, this is amazing and I'm going to miss having these. you literally can go and do 30 days worth of this with the leap year activation on the same membership that you have right now, which is pretty amazing. Honestly, I love Substack. I think it's such a beautiful way to be able to connect with y'all, and I'm really enjoying it. Share it with if you like have people in your life as well. You're like, you need to do this, or you need to be a part of this, or you need to learn from this. Share it with them. Like I love going through this with other people. Like I have one of my friends, Katie. She just joined on the call, but like we go back and forth about this stuff all the time, and it's so helpful, so important to have other people in your corner doing this too. Because sometimes we get stuck, right? Sometimes we get sticky. Sometimes we're like, crap, like can I do this? Like, am I cut out? I don't know. Like, I don't think like maybe I need to wait this time. Like, no, this is why you get people in your corner and you do the damn thing and you have them reflect back to you, like where you're keeping yourself small, where you're keeping yourself stuck and propel you forward. And this is why I love group things. I love masterminds. I love just being around the energy of other people because it helps me propel forward. Would love to keep going with this. Girl, like in terms of the coal or in terms of like this work? I know. I do think like obviously my leap year mastermind that is for more higher level entrepreneurs. Generally, like the minimum people are making in there are about $200,000 a year. But we have people making anywhere from 7 figures. We actually have one person who's about to do 8 figures. But that's a very large investment. So I am thinking I might create some sort of tier that's in between. I just don't know exactly what I want to create yet. So if you have any ideas in terms of what you need and what you want, I would love it if you could post in Substack, like go to the like Leap Challenge in Substack. If you can like leave any great comments, that would be great. But also tell me what you want. Tell me what you need. What are you looking for in terms of like maybe you're in a shift from leaping out of your corporate job into entrepreneurship or into whatever it is. What else do you need? Because I would love to create something for y'all there. I just right now, the second, don't 100% know what it would be, but I'd like to hear from you guys what you need. Okay. Let's see. I don't think your bigger offerings are the right fit for me right now. Maybe the mastermind in a bit, but these kind of coaching touch bases would be amazing. Amazing. Yeah. And that's where I'm thinking I may create something like in between at some point. Some sort of membership. I don't know. I need to figure it out. But like once again, if you have any thoughts, drop it in Substack. I will take a look at it. And I think maybe sometime this year, maybe next year. I'm not entirely sure yet. The second, it could be next month. It could be in 2 months. I'm not sure. I very much flow with whatever I'm feeling called to do. But also if you are in navigating. Oh, I love it. Okay. So you said navigating uncertainty, shift from corporate entrepreneurship, financial management, mindset, community. Okay. Love, love, love that. Trying to get 6 figures. Would love to graduate to 7 to 8 figure membership. Love, love, love that. Okay. This is giving me ideas. I'm going to think about it over the next couple of weeks. And I'm thinking maybe once I'm done launching my bigger leap year mastermind and I've got everything in for that, that's going to be something that I think about for this next chapter. Some sort of like leap club or something like that. I don't know. Yeah. I'll create something like that for y'all, for everyone who's in that like weird middle phase of transitioning from corporate or from whatever you're doing into leaping either into entrepreneurship or investing or whatever that is. But I love it. Okay. Any last questions? If not, I am going to go to aperitivo because I have literally like 48, no, less than 48 hours left in this beautiful town. Oh, so sad. Remember, we are in our scrappy era. Yes, in your scrappy era. So just know too, being in your scrappy era is getting scrappy, right? And sometimes that means investing in yourself in different ways, right? In a way that's manageable, obviously. But like, I know for me, when I was in my scrappy era, I invested in myself a lot. And I think that's what did make me like jump forward pretty quickly. Um, but once again, money management is key. And so really just spending time looking at your finances and putting boundaries for yourself in terms of like limits that you can go down and like if you haven't already, read the book Rich as Fuck by Amanda Francis. Okay. Read the book. It changed my life years ago. I would highly recommend it. And I think it will probably change yours as well. Okay. 50K in this year. Love that. Cheers. I have Aperol in my fridge. We love it for 5 weeks in Italy this year. Love that. Love. Oh my gosh, I'm in the Ligurian coast too. It's the best. It's been so wonderful. I went to this whole like lantern thing in Camogli yesterday, and it was so lovely and beautiful and just the best thing ever. Okay, my loves. Well, I am going to head out unless anyone has any other questions. This has been so wonderful. Once again, go back through the challenge. You have it like as long as you're a paid member, you can go back to it at any point in time. If you're like, I'm on a high and I want to keep going, go through the leap year activation. You have 30 days of stuff there. You can go back and there are prompts every single day, all the things. Go back through there. And then if you want to join any of my other programs, I would love to have you in them. Anyone who's like looking to do social media, I think the social media boot camp's going to be freaking fabulous. It's called, what did I call it? Instagram Growth Blueprint. So that's going to be really good, especially if people are wanting to get more eyeballs in their business, right? Like I would highly recommend joining that. It's super affordable, especially if you use the Leap Challenge 26 code. Right now it's 50% off. So I think it would be like $140 or something like that. Because it's $297 full price, so like 100 and something. But I think that is it. I've had such a wonderful time. Keep engaging. Also, if there's anything you want me to write articles about in Substack, please let me know. I currently actually just joined a Substack challenge. I'm very excited about it. I have so many ideas in terms of what I want to write. Like I literally have a document that is Substack drafts, and I have maybe like 70 different ideas right there. So I'm gonna have to like hone it down to what actually makes sense for me to write about. But if you have any ideas and if there's something you want me to talk more about, drop it in Substack. Like I know some of y'all have put it in the notes here, but I don't know if I'm gonna have access to these notes. Actually, I do want to screenshot a couple of these. But I don't know how Substack Live works. So I'm really hoping that number one, this video doesn't go away. And that number two, that I have access to the group chat. So I'm really hoping that. Okay, I gotta go. I love you guys, and I will hopefully see you soon. Bye.